Today we're going to show you how to change the upper rack wheel axle on your dishwasher. And it's a really easy job. All we're going to need is a small flat blade screwdriver and a pair of needle nose pliers. Let me show you how we do it. Now to do this repair, we'll begin by removing all of the items on the upper rack. And we'll pull it forward enough that we can access the rack stops. And with a small flat blade screwdriver, we're just going to push out on that locking tab and slide the rack stop forward. We can now pull the rack completely out of the dishwasher. We'll push the rack stops back in out of the way, and then we'll set the rack on a suitable work surface. Now if the axle is still attached to the rack, we will need to remove that first. So to do so, we're just going to release that locking tab by pulling it away from the wire portion of the rack and then rotating the wheel to unlatch it. And then we can pull the assembly right off of the rack. Next we'll have to remove the wheel from the axle. So with a pair of needle nose pliers, we're just going to squeeze the split end of that axle while pushing out on the wheel. And we can pull the wheel right off of the old axle and discard it. And take the new one and making sure that we put the long portion of the wheel on first. And just force it over the end of that axle until it snaps into position. Next, we'll line that up with the rack, slide it into position, and then we're just going to spread that locking tab just slightly and rotate it until it locks in tightly on the rack. And then we'll reinstall the rack. So we'll pull the rails forward. We'll engage one wheel on either side first. And then we'll take the rack stops. And with the locking tab portion on the outside, we're just going to snap those into position. Make sure that that locking tab engages the rails. And our repair is complete.